And what do you and your family do to cut back on plastics?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles water out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles, sort of things. There's a number of choices we can make as consumers.
Angry Beaver Radio, we're back here. It's Canada Day 2019, July 1st. Daniel here with Mike. Mike, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm just fine, Daniel. How about you?
Oh, not bad. Still trying to figure out all the different kinks and twists with podcasting. I guess the different ways that technology works. But
yeah, all this high tech stuff is starting to drive me crazy.
Yeah, but then it works out when you try the old ways. So
yeah, it usually works better. It's always good to have an old backup.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess Canada's 152 years old. They had the
152 years young, if you want to put it that way.
Since incorporation, at least. Yeah,
for the corporation, yes. Yeah. So I've talked to a lot of people out there on the streets about, Canada's a corporation as the United States and a few other countries, the G8 countries out there, and we're all a money-making scheme.
Yeah.
It's an illusion.
I did notice that there was on the Angry Beaver Radio channel on YouTube, there was a comment, someone that said hi, that you had met him in the park, I think. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, the Chinese fellow, his name was Tiger.
Oh, Tiger, yeah, nice.
Yeah, we talked about things. I thought we were just going to talk for about 5 minutes or so, just say hi, whatever, and go. But we ended up talking for a good hour and a bit.
Oh wow!
And I gave him our card and stuff like that. I told him to leave a comment if he could.
Just on general issues and politics.
Just general issues type of thing, Because when you're out there in this park, it's a cycling infrastructure, and you don't want to get too close to any coyotes that are out there too, right? So you can't stay out too long,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, has there been any sightings of those?
Actually, yes. I was up at Centennial Park, just around Etobicoke here,
mm-hmm.
close to Mississauga, and I saw one just in the middle of the day.
Ah.
Usually they're more nocturnal than anything else,
Yeah.
But he was big.
Wow.
And I talked to one lady there, said that, they have to bring their kids and their dogs, stuff like that too, right? And she was saying that one coyote was walking, following them.
Oh.
As they were walking, because she had her little dog with her and all that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah. They could be hungry.
Oh yeah, they're always hungry.
And especially now, people have a lot of small dogs. Now they have the miniature dogs.
Yeah, you don't see too many with big dogs or anything like that, but mostly small little lapdog type things.
Yeah.
Which are just basically a tiny morsel to an animal like that,
Yeah, exactly. Beavers, they're having fun on Canada Day. They're probably doing a few dams,
Yeah. Well, they always tell me you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I guess they're considered more of a nuisance animal, but they've got complex engineering.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yes, they do. And sometimes I follow Ted Nugent, and I was very upset that he's an avid hunter.
Ah.
And he had at least maybe a dozen beavers.
Oh, wow.
That he had shot.
Mm-hmm. Like stuffed or something.
No, yeah, he's had them all spread out all over the ground.
Oh, wow. Just like freshly taken out.
Yeah, fresh beaver.
Oh, wow.
That upset me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a show to do here, and I don't like having, because that represents Canada and it represents our show,
mm-hmm.
and I don't like. I don't know. I got to talk to him one time. I got to say something.
Yeah. Ted. Well, there's a lot of people that want to get a hold of him, but he was on Joe Rogan, I think, trying to explain himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he sometimes he does a live stream on a Sunday. Right, and the people are just left, right, center, just giving them comments, and then I put my comment in there, Michael from Canada, and blah blah blah, and he actually mentioned my name.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
This is the Ted Nugent live stream.
Yeah, Ted Nugent live stream.
Wow. So what did he respond though? Did he say?
Yes, he said, "Hello, Michael from Canada," or whatever. Because he said he's got quite a few Canadian fans out there.
Yeah.
Out here.
But did you comment about the Beavers or not?
No. So that was before. That was one live stream he did before he put that up in a picture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Right. He shoots anything. He doesn't care what he shoots.
Yeah.
But now he's on tour right now, and then he's going to come back and in time for hunting season. Because what he does, he wants to hunt these animals to feed his friends, to feed homeless shelters, kitchen stands, or whatever.
Yeah.
So he wants to feed everybody. Stuff like that too, right? Which I could see, I could see why, basically.
Yeah.
But he politically he knows what's really going on, and he's all for the Constitution and everything like that. If you go to like Hunter Nation, that's his site.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Hunter Nation.
Hunter Nation, yeah.
Huh.
So check some of his stuff out, that type of thing. So
yeah,
he's a real believer of the American way, and he's a Trump supporter.
Huh.
All the way.
That's why he'd have a lot of critics on him already. So the hunting part is probably the least of his worries. All you need to do is get the Trump derangement syndrome people going wild, and then you'll be in trouble.
Another Trump supporter is Judge Janine from Fox News.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I like to listen to her. She's very smart. She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of wondering why she's still on. Because you know how the mainstream media is. So maybe Fox is trying to do something good.
Yeah.
For a change,
Yeah,
so.
You'd have to think so.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or hope so, I guess. The thing is, the election down there is heating up too. Like Canada, we got the election coming sooner, but it's less known. Whereas the U.S. is already in election mode, and there's not till 2020. Yes,
yeah. Well, with the amount of 350 million or whatever it is people there, but the problem that they have right now is how many illegals are actually having the right to vote. There's a lot of that going on right now. And,
coming across the border.
So yes, yeah. So I think that's what's happening with the excuse me, the left over there is that they want to have the illegals coming in and voting right away. And Trump's trying to stop all that and saying, hey, we don't need your votes. You have to become an American citizen to be able to vote. Because everybody's paying our taxes and paying into all the social services that you do get.
And then with the Canada, we're getting them as well, but it's coming across different. I guess they've got the border, the one near Cornwall. What's the one? Roxham Road.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've got. They actually busted a smuggling operation in near Vancouver, actually near the Washington border, the Washington State BC border.
Right.
Where a guy was bringing people in through a park.
Yes.
And that you would have to pretend you're going through the park taking pictures because there's like a monument in the middle or something. The Peace Arch Park, I think it's called.
Right.
And then you just walk across the Canadian side.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will pick you up and drive you through Canada or whatever.
Isn't that nice, isn't it?
Well, this was the guy was making a lot of money because he was charging each of them thousands of dollars, and they had like, I think they found like 700 names or something on his computer.
Oh,
just
Uber
from the
Plus.
past few years.
Uber Plus.
Yeah.
Gee.
Uber Passport, I guess.
Why, I know, and it's you and me and everybody else that get a hassle as we go, as we're going through. We're getting a hassle.
What was that? Cell phone, or that was a website came on?
No, cell phone.
Ah,
you know,
you're going for a classical ringtone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I can't find any Angry Beaver ringtones.
What about your trip yesterday, though? Your Niagara Falls?
Yes, I was in Niagara Falls, and nothing new there. Time to move on.
Just a lot of people.
Oh, just a lot of people celebrating, summer holidays and things like that. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they wouldn't get too many holidays off, I guess. This is like a national holiday, Canada Day.
Yes.
So you might see some fireworks tonight, or you're not sure?
Oh, there's Centennial Park's not too far from where I live, so we've seen them sporadically around the neighborhood.
What about the Jurassic Park West, or whatever they had in Mississauga, where it's for the Raptors
games? Oh, yeah,
games?
Celebration Square.
Celebration Square.
Yes.
You went down there for any of those, or you?
No, I didn't go there because they do a lot of construction down there, and there's no places to park, and it's crazy.
So you'd have to live down there.
Yeah, you have to live down there, and I don't want to live in the town core. It's getting big now. It kind of looks like Markham.
Yeah, there was a guy telling me that lives around there too that says that even if you go on like a weekday night, late at night, there's like kids playing in the park. So the parents will sit out there till like midnight or like.
Yes, because it's lit up there for them, and the kids just playing it's AfroTurf. It's not real grass or anything.
Like a fake park.
A fake park, yes. Plus, on a Wednesday they have the farmers market.
Celebration Square. Yeah, farmers market's good. You can get some organic or get a straight from the farmer.
Straight from the farmer or Food Ontario or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they're not really. Some of them are not farmers. They just go and they get their food from Ontario Foods, and then they come here and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So. Yeah, that's what they do.
Huh. And what about the Raptor celebration, though? Did you see any of that? Because I was down in Toronto. I only saw the part of the lakeshore. Like, I didn't see the violence and stuff happening. But
oh, yeah, down there, too, as well.
What I was surprised at was the amount of, like, security. When I saw it, it was like they were surrounded by, like, marching bands. First, like, a military marching band, then a police marching band. And then they did the firefighters marching band had the firefighters were all carrying these axes with the Raptors logo in the blade of the axe.
Oh yeah.
So they're getting in the mood for it.
Oh, we I went up to university and got you go up to university and got stuck in a whole bunch of people, surrounded by people. You couldn't walk.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get through.
Well, like some of us tried to get through, but it was just impossible because they had it all blocked off.
Yeah, so you were with a few people.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of people.
Huh.
Like you couldn't even move.
Yeah, because that's where it's so dangerous when they have the shooting later on, and then everyone starts riding like a trampling scene.
Like we all went to I got out of there, tried to squeeze my way through all these people.
Mm-hmm.
And went to Dundas, and then just there's a Tim Hortons, just on the other side of University on Dundas there.
Yeah, that's one we went to. I think after that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but that was full.
Oh, that was even full.
So I had to walk up all the way up to Spadina.
Oh, wow.
There's a McDonald's there.
Yeah.
So we went there instead, and finally we got a seat. But it was still busy. Everywhere you went was busy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Especially when there's construction all over the place.
Yeah, there was, and then they didn't really shut down the streets. Like, basically, that was the reason why it took so long, the parade, was because everyone was surrounding the big floats and everything. Like, they had to drive so slow because there wasn't an open road. They didn't shut anything down.
Yeah, well, we got to see the Raptors bus anyway, but it wasn't full of Raptors.
They were all getting drunk, though.
They're all getting drunk.
That's just what it is, basically, the celebration. And it would have been even worse if it was on the weekend. At least it was on a Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a funny thing that the employers gave their employees the day off.
Huh. That's weird.
The kids the day off at school.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, the last week, it reminds me of last weekend when it was the Pride Parade. I went down there at Yonge and Dundas. And, you could hardly move. Like, basically, if you wanted to go up Yonge Street, if you're at Dundas, you wouldn't be able to get up because there's so many people. Like, it's so deep with the people.
Exactly.
Everyone's just waiting on the corner, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I didn't stay long because there wasn't any of the street preachers because they've all been criminalized now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, after David Lynn got
arrested, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Pastor Dory Love got arrested, and then the Servant Hoods guys were beat up attacked in Hamilton the week before.
Wow.
Pride Hamilton in a park. Actually,
wow.
Press for Truth did a good video on it. They had a high quality one of the... They talk about that, and they talk about what happened in the Eaton Center, because there was a one at Eaton Center too, a big brawl.
Yes.
Did you see that footage?
I saw a bit of that too. Yeah, it's
that was pretty nuts, because there's like these Antifa. Basically, they're like a rainbow Antifa or a pink Antifa. They wear pink hoods.
Oh, pink Antifa, yeah.
But they're all just like white punk rockers.
Yeah, they're becoming like thugs and everything else.
Whereas
too.
the Canadian Nationalists, the group that they're fighting with, like they're a lot more multiracial than the Antifa group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Antifa, they're like thugs that do fascist tactics. So they're
exactly. Yeah.
They are the fascists,
and the mainstream media runs with that all.
Yeah,
they're saying, "Oh, there's too much racism here now." Like everybody else, that I'm not a racist. Really, anyway, but but if you say, "Oh, I don't like what you're wearing," that's a hate speech.
Yeah,
how can that? It has nothing to do with hate.
That's
speech.
What it's turned to.
That's what it's turning all into. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then one of the worst ones too was yesterday. I saw the footage of Andy Ngo, the journalist, being attacked in Portland.
That's right. Yes, I just saw that just yesterday. Yeah.
And the scary part is now the milkshakes that they're throwing on people. They're mixing in the quick dry cement in the milkshake.
Yeah, that's not good for your skin.
No, because it would dry pretty fast. Probably you'd be walking around like a stone gargoyle type.
Yeah, like a zombie.
Yeah. And then Andy Ngo is basically he's like a Asian homosexual that arrived on a refugee status, like when he arrived as a kid. So
yeah.
Basically every category that Antifa pretends that they're trying to protect, they're attacking. They're basically.
They're yeah, exactly, yeah, for sure.
So it's nuts. And then when they had the G20 in Toronto, they were called the Black Bloc, but they're basically the same group, like the.
Yes.
The woman that's running the Hamilton Antifa group that attacked the street preachers is one of the G20 riot organizers.
Yeah, I remember that girl. She had sort of short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then they're all like this similar characters. So that's where it's like it doesn't even, it's like why are they even wearing their masks at this point if everyone knows that they're the same characters? Well, I know that they wear the mask just so they can commit crime and think they can get away with it. But
well, they can if they're, if they got some kind of funding.
Yeah.
They're the ones that stay in the 4 or 5 star hotels.
Yeah, it's true. Well funded, well.
Yeah, exactly. But then I walked up to around 52 Division.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking around, and I'm saying, geez, so where's Officer Bubbles? Does he work here anymore?
Yeah, we haven't seen him. And they might have brought him out, though, for Japan. Japan might have hired him.
Oh.
Because they're hosting the G20 this weekend, or last week, I guess it was.
Yes. Or the crazy cop lady.
Yeah, scary cop lady was...
Scary cop lady.
That was one of the weirdest ones.
Yeah, I'd never seen anything like it when she tried to... She was actually attacking the guy with his phone.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she had actually... like a few weeks later or something, we were all drinking on a patio. I remember Lawrence and a bunch of people. He had called a bunch of people. And then she came over and took a picture of all of us.
Oh, really?
And I haven't seen her before or since, really. It's like, what? But we were pretty sure it was her. And then I remember Lawrence getting up and yelling. That's where it was like, that's where you need to have a camera always rolling almost. So you can be able to get this stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because you never know who's going to walk by or, like, attack. And that's what they do, is they take your camera. Like, if you have a GoPro on that you're filming, like, they took 2 of the Street Preachers' cameras. I think they took Andy No's camera.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like Antifa wants to take cameras, and they want to take signs and flags and stuff because they use it as trophies. Or they use it as rituals, maybe. They might burn it during some kind of satanic ceremonies. But
Yep, for sure.
You don't know what the tax... So basically, protesting is getting too dangerous. So
It is, like even for what we did, downtown not too long ago, it gets kind of you get that feeling like should we stay here or should we leave?
Yeah, that's sort of what it's turned to. And then now that they've got the street preachers, they're basically under constant enforcement, bylaw enforcement. They don't want them using the amplified sound devices and stuff. And even the buskers are going nuts. Like I saw Spider-Man going... there's a video where he's attacking David Lynn.
Oh, really?
The guy that dresses like Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I remember him, yeah. There's the guy Batman as well.
Yeah, Batman I haven't seen as much, but I'm sure he's still down there, too.
How about SpongeBob?
SpongeBob I haven't seen, no. No,
Yeah.
Doesn't he also be as Spock as well?
Spock, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Spitting image.
I might have saw him as Spock at Pride. He might have. There might have been a video someone did of him.
Oh, okay.
But it was not at Yonge and Dundas. It was like he was at Church Street.
Oh, Church Street, yeah, okay.
So he might have moved his busking location.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes these guys that have a hard time with the street preachers will just move, but other people try to double down and fight them, but it doesn't quite work.
I think, yeah, that's true. But I think it should be equal for everybody. It's an equal playing field, Everybody should get along.
Yeah.
It's not right to be able to get on somebody else's case because you took my space or whatever, this type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It's not the right thing to do. We all got to get along.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, the last time I saw you, we had gone down to the Free Julian Assange rally.
Yes, yeah, that was good. I was kind of nervous because it's been a while since we did street actions,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but it was a few people down there at least.
Yeah, it didn't start off too many people, because I sat there for about 20 minutes, and it was just the 2 people that we interviewed, and that was it. Or just some odd guy coming by, just looking at the signs. But other than that, I thought there wasn't going to be anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why at least there was a few people, but it is sad because if it had been a few years ago, there'd be like a lot of people out.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
It's just because of all the Donald Trump or the Hillary Clinton emails, they turned on WikiLeaks.
Yes.
So he doesn't have the support he used to have. But a few years ago, WikiLeaks was like the #1 mainstream journalist whistleblowing site. Like that's where they would get their info from.
Yeah, like Edward Snowden as well.
Yeah.
So
Snowden you don't see much of either, really.
No. I was watching a video of Chelsea Manning.
Ah.
some good videos on Chelsea Manning, and she sounded really good.
Yeah, because I think they're trying to throw her in jail too for
yes,
to get to Assange.
She was in jail.
Yeah, but back in, I think, because they wanted to testify against Assange or something, and she won't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Throw me in jail. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why should you whistleblow on a fellow whistleblower? It's not right.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, it's true.
But there were good interviews. I listened to a couple of interviews, and it was quite intriguing.
Mm-hmm. But I guess she doesn't talk about the transsexual aspect or the
not too much of
sex
it.
change.
They just mentioned that you had kind of difficult life and stuff like that, the transitioning to what she's doing now type of thing, and I think she's happy that that's done and over with. She could just continue with what she's doing interviews and stuff like that too, right?
Mm-hmm. I did see an article called something like "Who are the rich white men that are funding transgenderism" or something.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
The transgender movement, and then it talks about this guy that's the first ever billionaire transgender, Jennifer Pritzker or something. He used to be like some military general or something, like a colonel or something in the army.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now like he's a multi-billionaire that's putting a lot of money into the funding different transgender things and different, like, basically the point of the article was talking about how you become a patient for life once you get involved with it.
Yeah,
you're basically you need to have the different chemical injections and stuff to keep up with the appearances.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've seen a couple here and there, not too many, because it's not very popular, but it's still out there.
Yeah.
But,
I was just surprised
but it's being pushed.
Military.
It's being pushed on our kids. Because that's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's not all about accepting me as I am. It's all about pushing an agenda.
Yeah, and the youth can be more easily convinced. The youth.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you do things. You got to go with the youth that are you can easily to manipulate.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of youth down at the Pride. Their parents bring them in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
To get them going young.
Exactly. Yeah. And to me, they're just being used as pawns in the global scheme of things.
Yeah.
They're not going to have children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even David Lynn said that. We're supposed to be in the image of God and all that kind of stuff, and to procreate.
Yeah.
So basically, they're probably being used as for for population control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it fits that agenda.
It does, yeah.
Did you see David Lynn, though, when he was on InfoWars? Did you see that he had gotten...
No, I didn't see that part.
He got an interview.
Oh, he did, eh?
Even Jones actually interviewed him.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
So that was good to see. But I guess it's harder to find now because, like, basically David Lynn had to re-upload it on his own channel because
yes.
They don't allow InfoWars to have their own channel now.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube's changing.
Oh, really a lot of changes. A lot of change. It's going down the poop chute, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But with Alex Jones, a lot of conversation about him that he's a controlled left.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the agenda, that type of thing. So, but that's just probably somebody's opinion. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know with him.
Yes, exactly. Because back in the day, 10 years ago, even 15, or even around 9/11 time, he was the guy to go to.
Yeah.
Had all the good movies out there. He's still got a lot of good DVDs out there,
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to have to get a few more movies out. Because the one thing I heard was that he was involved with the scam artist. Did you hear about the guys that Lauren Southern was involved with? Is it Kaylin Robertson and some other guy? And basically they were ripping off a lot of people. They ripped off Tommy Robinson, but they're good at making videos. Like, they make these professional-looking videos.
Right.
And they made both of Lauren Southern's last documentaries.
Right.
And then once the last one came out, Borderless, about the refugee crisis or whatever, then she announced she's going to retire. So everyone was like, what's going on here? But then it came out, I think it was Milo Yiannopoulos actually did a full investigative report. I didn't even know he was like an investigative journalist type of guy.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I guess these guys were trying to do the same scam with him, too.
Yes.
To rip him off. So basically he did the full report, like exposing these guys. And then that's in the report was that Alex Jones had gave them like $40,000 or $50,000 or something just as a down payment for a documentary they were going to work on.
Right.
And then, like, yeah, you don't see any documentary. Like, it's been a long time since Jones had his own documentary, I think.
I forget when the last one was.
Yeah, he's mostly turned to a live in studio guy.
Yeah. Now his son is getting into the mix.
Ah. I don't know him as well. Rex, isn't it? Or something. Rex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rex
I
Jones.
heard that whether or not he's going to follow in his dad's footsteps or not, we don't know exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah. See who gets exposed where and when.
Yeah. But you don't know if he's going to go more to the left or more to the right or just down the middle or what. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess you got no plans for Canada Day though. Nothing for.
No, this was my Canada Day here, just being with you, Daniel, and doing the show. That's my Canada Day celebration of 152 years of deception.
Yeah, 152 years of deception, incorporation, different scams.
You could just, all the scams you could just throw on the floor and play 52 pickup,
Yeah. Well, it is an election year, so it'll be...
Yes. And I think Trudeau is on his way out anyway.
Be exposed. Yeah, or at least a minority government, because you wouldn't expect him to get majority. After he's been attacking different industries and stuff, he's got even the Chinese have stopped importing meat from China.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
which is like $1 billion, billions of dollars industry.
Mm-hmm.
Just
exactly.
the exporting Canadian meat to China, and then we'd already lost canola oil. Oil producers are already mad at them, and then there's the thing with the plastics where they're banning single-use plastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Within 2 years.
Yes.
And I saw the environment minister on the news talking about how it's actually the companies that manufacturing plastic now are the ones that are asking for it to be banned.
Oh.
And then she's talking about how it's a job creation opportunity.
Really?
Because that's what I was wondering is how do you actually shut down a whole industry? You actually have to go into the factories and tell these people to stop working and fire everyone and what's going on. But then I guess what you have to do while you're doing that is to lie to the people and tell them that jobs are being created while you're taking jobs away or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably what they probably might be doing for sure.
Yeah, it'll change how everyone lives here, I guess, because people are used to using bottles
sure.
or.
Because I use plastic bags to for garbage or for putting things in.
That's what I wonder what they want now. Either paper garbage bags or they want people to just throw into the bin directly and then you have to keep washing your bin out.
But they do have
bags.
They have bags that are biological friendly.
Yeah, exactly. And then if they can do that with bags, then couldn't they do that with everything, like bottles or straws or?
Sure, they could.
I don't know why they have to put everything into paper.
Yeah.
Because I've tried the paper straws; they don't quite work. You have to take a few, and because eventually, halfway through the drink, the straw disintegrates. You have to put another one.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing I was going to bring up with the paper straws.
Yeah, and then there was Trudeau was asked about it, and he was talking about what is he using for bottles, and he couldn't get the words out. Do you see that clip? Where he ends up using something like juice boxes or some kind of cartons. Straws. He's getting water cartons, I guess. Yeah.
Water cartons. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's funny, I don't know. Plastic comes from the earth. I mean, but the whales are eating them whenever they open their big mouth, and all the garbage goes inside of them.
Yeah,
I've seen a picture of that.
Yeah, those are scary.
That's very scary. you know. But then you got to look at what about your stores like No Frills or Food Basics? I mean, like a lot of their bags and garbage gets blown into the air and it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they take responsibility and get somebody out there to go around cleaning it up?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they need is haulers, garbage haulers.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do something with it. I mean, like, come on. Be part of the solution, not the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Well, I know how bad it can get because I was looking into what happens in England where they have bin inspectors. They have people that go around and see that, make sure, because they have 5 bins there. We only have 3 usually here.
3, yeah.
But they got 5 bins, and if you've done placed things in the incorrect bin, you can get a fine.
Yes, yes.
So that's what we'll be headed towards.
I know the spaceman, when he was on, he was talking about, like, well, the government wants you to get everybody to put everything in its place, blah, 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 blah. He's basically, that's controlling you and what you can do. Mm-hmm. But now, like, when I used to work at McDonald's, we used to recycle, have a little recycling bin where you put this here, and put that there. But nobody wanted to do that. It was too time consuming. Mm-hmm. And people just basically threw everything all in one garbage can.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people are.
So they did away with all that kind of stuff, and what they did was they basically just throw it all in one bag. When the garbage goes to the dump, we have people there that's going to sort everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
that's what they think.
More people.
Exactly. It's like that's what you think, but then once you actually get to it, and then you see.
Yeah. Like a lot of these garbage company or trucks are owned by an American company.
Ah.
They're not Canadian run; they're American run.
Yeah. That's where the money's going.
Yes, because that's where they have to go by a tight schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when I was working, we had garbage, and the garbage truck comes in. He's on a tight schedule. He will not wait for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I had to go out there because I knew what time we would come in, so I had to go out there, put the garbage all in bin, send it out early, and then he'll come and pick it up. The odd driver will say, okay. He'll wait for me for a few minutes, or he might come out and give me a hand throwing the garbage in the compactor.
Huh.
But other than that, he would not. They would not wait. They'd just go in and go out.
Yeah.
So that's why when you have an American company that's running your business, you have to go by their schedule, not your own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So garbage was basically a big issue too.
Yeah. That should be an election issue, but it'll be more on about carbon than garbage.
Yeah, the carbon tax, it's another money grab, and that's all that is.
Yeah. Well, there's the whole issue with the Philippines, too, when we sent that garbage down there.
Yes. And they actually threatened Canada, this country, said, if you don't do this, we're going. This is war.
Yeah.
We're going to go to war with you.
Yeah, at least the war didn't happen, because I think we've got the garbage coming back, or some of it's already arrived back, I think, to Vancouver.
Yes, what was it, 60 or 65 barrels of garbage or something like that?
Yeah, shipping containers full.
Shipping containers, yes, yeah.
And I think a lot of it was hospital garbage, too. That's what they talk about. It was like adult diapers and all kinds of... Mm-hmm. Which is pretty scary if it's been on like for 6 years on a ship in the harbor there.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
But we had to pay for it to be shipped back, too. So it's a big scam because there's a company that actually got paid for it to sell it to Philippines that like doesn't exist anymore. So
oh, there you go.
and then the government has to pay to ship it back. So
ship it back. Yeah. So I'm glad we didn't have any confrontation with the Philippines.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. We don't know if.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
What their schemes are. At least Rebel Media sent down a reporter to check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Get a closer look.
Yeah. So Daniel, what about Trump's last-minute decision not to attack Iran?
Well, it's probably better that he doesn't, but...
Yeah, I agree with you.
The only candidate that seems like anti-war is that Tulsi Gabbard for the Democrats.
Yeah.
But then other than that, it's like Trump is like the next most anti-war of all the politicians, it seems.
Yes, which is a good thing.
He hasn't done as many attacks as previous.
Yeah.
Hillary would have probably already attacked.
Oh, geez, she... Instead of 7 countries in 5 years, it probably would have been 10 or 15.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Obama might not have, though, just because he gave Iran billions of dollars in cash in a briefcase or something.
Mm-hmm. So, but the Iran is on the next. I think the last country on the list.
Yeah, they need to take over.
But we mentioned that when we were with Toronto Truth Seekers, we mentioned about that a few years ago, that Iran was next on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're still on the list. I don't think what Trump did is actually going to matter too much, but I think it will happen down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, and then it ties into Canada, too, with the Huawei thing, because that's where the woman that's in jail in Canada is because the U.S. wants her extradited because she did a deal with selling Huawei technology to Iran.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is a weird thing, because like Canada and Iran are like allies. They're not a... Canada doesn't consider an anti-Iran thing until this, though, actually. It seems more like the Trudeau's on the American side here.
Yes, he is, yeah, for sure. He's wearing the Canadian flag on the front and the American flag on the back. That's what he's doing. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I think it's the Brazilian president. He tries to shake his hand, and the guy just looks the other way. It's a G20.
Yeah. Well, like Trudeau's made a fool of himself quite a few times. Not even in Parliament when he won't answer a question.
Yeah.
And another member is asking him the same question over 10 times.
Yeah, he won't answer.
He won't answer.
I'm also surprised that he wasn't seen wearing a costume in Japan, maybe like a traditional samurai outfit or something.
Yeah.
He seemed to just be wearing a suit.
Yeah, I'm wearing a suit, yeah.
Because usually if he goes to a foreign place, he'll try to get the costume, a traditional costume of the place.
I think they did that before, a few years ago, where they all went in like Japanese garb. Like Putin and
Yeah, Trudeau's probably worried that he missed out on that one. He might not have been. It might have been the Harper era back then.
I think it was the Harper era, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then G20, we don't... I guess it's a secret meeting, so we never really know what comes out of it. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if there's any protests going on. We don't know what's going on.
No deals, nothing. But do you think that Trudeau would fly back here for Canada Day, or is he probably still on vacation, maybe?
Could
have gone to an island.
Probably still on vacation.
Aga
went
Khan
to the
Island,
Pride
maybe.
Parade. He went there.
Yeah, he was at the Pride, yeah.
And I think the Raptors celebration, I think he was there.
Yeah, he was
too.
there too. He was just yelling about stuff. I don't know what he's yelling about, but
when he says anything, I don't know what he's talking about anyway. So
yeah, actually, that was the same week that the federal government declared it a climate emergency too. So people couldn't believe it, how Trudeau would fly just for a 2-hour event and then fly back.
Yeah.
On the same week, it's a climate emergency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And then the Rebel guy too showed that the same day they still have all the cars idling, ready to pick up the MPs in a line.
Yes.
Like dozens of cars all turned on, or that are lined up around the Parliament building, waiting to pick up. It's how could you sit idle if it's a climate emergency?
Look at the cops. They don't shut off their cars. They keep them running.
Yeah, that's true. But then they need to keep them going in case they need to get in a hot pursuit or.
Yeah, or if they got a call to make, time is of the essence,
Yeah, and then that computer, the one they have in the middle, like where they're between the front two seats.
Yeah.
I've seen them playing poker on that when I walked by once.
Wow.
So you can. That's why you need to have your car on, so you can have your apps going, your computer going to play some
Wow.
online
Instead of fighting
gambling.
crime, they're just playing games. Wow.
Yeah, that's the life.
Well, I told one time, I said, you guys are like sort of like taxi drivers. You sit in your car and wait for a call, and then you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and it's usually just if a crime occurred after, then they go to investigate it after it's happened.
They're not there to stop crime anyway, so
No.
they're only there to investigate.
Yeah. The worst might be the TTC ones, though, just because they're the TTC fair inspectors, not the TTC special constables are like police on the TTC, but there's a different group called the fair inspectors that their only job is to give out tickets.
That's right, yeah.
And because once that happens, then they'll bring in like how they have in the UK where they have the garbage inspectors, or they'll bring in they could do like inspectors anywhere. They're going to have the cannabis inspectors too, going door to door after everyone can grow their own plants.
Yes.
They'll start having them. They'll be basically inspectors for everything. That's where we're turning into a Soviet-type state where we're half the population is just employed to spy on the other.
Yeah, for sure. Well, spy on your neighbors. Make sure your neighbor's not using too much water on their lawn.
Yeah.
Type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, because the only reason they would hire these people is because they assume that there's so much crime going on that these people are needed, that they need the job.
Yeah, because years ago, the Guardian Angels they were coming over to Toronto, and wanted to patrol the streets.
Yeah, I had heard of that.
Because crime was going up, and I forget who the police chief was at the time. I think it was before Bill Blair or something like that, and they said, "Well, we don't need you. Go back where you came from. We can do our own work around here."
Yeah, that's what they'd say. But then in hindsight, there's more crime now, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I talked to one of them on the subways, the Guardian Angels.
Ah, huh. I do think I know who you're talking about. They have like berets, right? They wear berets.
Yes, red berets.
Yeah.
They take martial arts training, and they do all sorts of different things. And they just patrol.
Oh, wow.
The parts of the streets that normally the cops don't patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I knew the founder of the Guardian Angels. They're from New York originally.
Oh, cool.
Curtis Lewa. Curtis Lewa was the founder of that group.
Yeah. And these were like former gang members that tried to get current gang members out of...
I actually thought about thinking about joining at one time.
Ah.
I thought that would be pretty cool. That was like in the earlier mid '80s or something like that.
Yeah.
When they were here.
Yeah, like citizen patrols.
Yeah, citizen patrols. Yeah. It kind of gets what they're doing. They did a great job and stuff like that, trying to cut down on crime and getting youth and getting young people together, fighting for a good cause. Right. And I thought that was a great idea.
That's what they needed at the Raptors parade, to monitor a few Guardian Angels.
Oh, sure. Exactly.
Because basically, even after the celebration, after they won the championship, there was a shooting near Eden Center. Yeah.
We were up at Tim Hortons at that time.
Right near Ryerson?
Going down Dundas by... where we were, Tim Hortons, there was a like cops on motorcycles going straight down Dundas with their lights and their sirens sounding.
Oh, wow.
I kind of figured something's going on.
Yeah, because that was during the actual parade celebration. There was that shooting in the square, like 4 people hit, and then
and then
the
was at City Hall, right?
Everyone.
It was at City Hall.
Yeah, at City Hall, just in the back corner, though. You could tell the people on stage or the people like near the stage didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
because it's so far away, and then they did say they caught some guys, but basically they've covered up the story because I think they want to portray it that it was a safe event and that everything went fine.
Yes, yeah.
So they don't want to talk about the details of that because it really didn't. I guess it didn't go fine.
Yeah,
if that happened, and then
I agree.
Basically, the cops couldn't get to them, and then it turned to every man for himself. Like there's parents separated from children, and
yeah, because I talked to a lady and her little boy who were down there at the time, and he got very scared.
Yeah.
They all started running in different direction, and a lot of people got trampled on, and that's because it was very poorly run. You couldn't go anywhere because you had all these people around. There's nowhere for people to run.
Yeah, and then and people got stuff stolen too, and all the commotion, and we're lucky that no one was trampled to death. I guess just because that always happens at the Hajj, the big one in Mecca. There's always a few years like a few hundred people die with the.
Yeah.
Tramplings.
That's why I wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
As soon as I could, you know what I mean? And sit down at Tim's and have a drink, whatever, and then go home.
Yeah, that's when it's time to go. Yeah, that's when, because I only saw the parade on the lakeshore, so basically it was fine then, but then when I was on the way home, they had a few stations shut down. I remember I had to go somewhere else. Yeah,
they did. Because of crowds. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's where you got to try to work on your crowd control, because that's how I got down last week to the Pride Parade. I took the long way around, got off at St. George, and then went all the way around to Dundas Station.
Right.
Rather than just go to Yonge and Dundas and try to go down the 3 stops down to Dundas, you'd end up with having to wait for a few cars. Probably so many people.
Yeah. So it wasn't worth it.
No, sometimes the long way around's better. That's why I guess that's the moral of the story. Sometimes the long way around's better, or the old-fashioned way could be better than the new tech.
The new tech, yeah, for sure. I thought doing this show, I thought we'd have to go back to the smoke signal days. Hey, Tonto.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel, how you doing? Oh.
At least we got it recorded, though. We got it recorded in audio.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I hate to do this show for an hour and a half and having nothing happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, eventually we'll be able to get a system fast enough that we can run the other one. Then we'll be able to go live, and then we won't have to worry about putting the archive up later because it'll go up automatic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that'll be the best. Once we can start getting some clips in and stuff.
Yeah, I like doing that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a little bit more, credibility.
Yeah.
Angry Beaver Radio is actually a real radio show.
Yeah. Well, there was the Truth Frequency Radio days, and there wasn't there a before that? Wasn't it Freedom Link before that or something? Freedom Link.
And then... Johnny Beaver was on one of them.
Truth Frequency
before. Had the Canadian flag on it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was Freedom Link, and then there could have been a few, but it's basically these networks. Then
we'd get on there on a Saturday, what time it was, and they would have to wait till the commercials go on, and then all of a sudden the introduction to the show.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So I remember getting into it because I remember Johnny Beaver asking me how would I like to be a guest on the show. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? And I did. And it worked all well, and he said, how would you like to be a co-host?
Nice.
I said, sure, why not? Give it a try. Because I think being on, being on the streets, so from 2008 or 9 to 2013 was quite a bit of a stretch, a long run.
Yeah, it was. You put in the work, put in the time.
Mm-hmm.
You had your ear to the street.
Yeah, it started out as We Are Change Toronto.
Yeah. We Are Change Toronto, and then there was Toronto Truth Seekers came out of that. But then there was Toronto 9/11 Truth as well at some point, too.
Yes.
And they all combined to Toronto Truth Seekers, I think.
Yeah, I met I met Glenn. You know Glenn, right?
Yeah, I do remember that guy, yeah. He was a weird character.
Yeah. I saw him on a video with David Lynn talking to people right at Dundas Square there.
So he's still around.
He's still around, yeah, exactly. He hasn't changed much. He just stands there smiling as he does, and then just
yelling at the street preachers. And
yeah, I remember Stephen Lee. Remember Stephen Lee?
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Either have I. And there was a couple of times that Lee wanted to fight him.
Preachers? Oh, Glenn, yeah.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Because Glenn had said something wrong or something like that piss Steve off, and boy.
Yeah, he was one of the characters no one was quite sure about. Well, I guess there are a lot of characters like that. That was part of the fun of Toronto Truth Seekers, is you didn't know who was playing what angle, who was.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was into what?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know who was an undercover agent or who's just playing a role.
Yeah, who's a troll.
Yeah,
like that guy that was trying to have that drunk was dressed up as in a Santa hat. He was bugging Junior.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
there'd always be a few of those, and then there was that. Yeah, then there was that older guy too that would always yell with an accent. Remember, he was always yell about stuff. Yeah, he would say 9/11 blowjob or something instead of 9/11.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't know how many of these guys are actually being sent down there, or who was actually like just had a few screws loose that they were.
Yeah.
That's what they decided to do for fun.
Mm-hmm. We had we had a few people coming in or maybe the odd one that come in and try and to say that we don't know what we're talking about, or we don't know, you can't back up what you're saying and all that kind of stuff. They try to
well, if we were still doing it now, we'd be on a list and we'd be hunted by Antifa and.
I know. That's why doing radio is such more easier.
Yeah.
The comfort of your home.
Easier way to survive.
It is an easier way to survive, but you can survive. But then are your shows going to be still playing?
Yeah, and that's the thing is that you'd get more famous if you were the one being brutalized by Antifa, but it's probably not worth it in the long run. It's because all these guys, if they're using rocks and stuff, or like just a metal pole to the head, is enough to do damage. Yeah.
And they're the ones that jump up and down on cop cars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's where the Black Bloc sort of took over when the Raptor celebration happened. Like the night that they won the basketball game, then there's like all these people going drunk and they're like hanging off things at Dundas Square and they're jumping on cop cars.
Yeah,
down near the arena and.
Yeah, but just like it is an example, like during the G20, the cops left those two cop cars out to burn.
Yeah,
those were the old cop. Those were the old cop cars. Yeah,
that part was staged. That's where I was thinking of the Raptor celebration. Some of it could have been staged too, that they had left stuff out. They even left a TTC bus out. Did you see that? That was totally destroyed. TTC bus with like police logos on it.
Yes.
Because it wasn't as nice as the one that we saw a few weeks before. Remember, we saw one parked out in front of the Al-Quds.
Right. Yes. True.
Like that was a nice bus that had the full logo on the side and stuff. This one just looked like it had a police sticker on it. It was an old TTC bus.
Yeah.
So I think they might have left it as a.
Of course, yeah.
As a prop.
Of course, a prop. They're going to get rid of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just like at the G20 here, they just left. They're using their old cop cars that are not really they're using anymore. They have all these new versions coming in. So why not? It's like a movie set.
Right, and because then the who benefits is the next time there's a big sports team that wins, then the police can say, we need all this more money, we need to get a few tanks, we need to get bring in the military maybe.
Yeah.
They could do some different, it is probably a funny thing, because you can get rid of old equipment, and then you put the destruction of it can be used as the reason to buy new equipment.
Sure. To buy these all big... Hummers on steroids.
So we're getting to the bottom of it. Now we've basically figured out their scheme here. It's a new world order. Each episode we're getting into a few more schemes and figuring them out, cracking the code.
Yeah, you have to crack the code. If you don't, then you're going to be left behind, I can tell you. You don't want to be left behind, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's good to be able to do these kind of things, just to kind of, put your thinking cap on and try and figure things out and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bigger picture going on here.
Yeah, well, that's been about an hour-long show, so I think that could be good for this one, and then we'll get going on the next episode.
Yes, I had a great time. It's good to see the Angry Beavers back, hopefully on a regular type of schedule.
Yeah, it's a Canada Day deception. This one is a special episode, 152 years of deceiving the public, Canada.
Yep,
what they've done to the people.
Sir John A. Macdonald was your first CEO of this corporation called Canada.
Yeah, so shout out to all the Canadians, shout out to all the Beavers, shout out to all the fireworks.
Yep. Shout out to everybody. They'll be going off pretty soon once it gets dark. It doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Or 9:30.
Yeah, and then also look out, because you don't know if this is when like the goons come out, is when there's a lot of noise out, so that you can't hear the gunshots as well if there's fireworks going on.
Fireworks going on, because everybody thinks it's fireworks going off.
Yeah, so be careful. If you head out, wear a helmet, wear a bulletproof vest.
And I got a bicycle helmet. If that
gas mask. Yeah.
Gas. Well, I don't have much of anything around here. I think I have to hold my breath. Hold my breath a long time. Okay.
Yeah, bring a pack of straws. You'll be fine.
Yeah, forget the paper ones. I got a big box of plastic straws.
Stocking up,
those.
Yeah.
No problem. See, there's an easy way to do this. Just not make things difficult.
Yeah, you don't want the fine anyway.
I don't want the fine.
All right, yeah, this has been Daniel, and Mike, it's been good talking to you for
my pleasure, Daniel.
ABR.
My pleasure. Do it again.
Word out.
Just steps from this event celebrating love. A rage-filled skirmish shot and posted online by a man who calls himself a Yellow Vester. In it, far-right activists violently clash with an anti-fascist group. These demonstrators appear to land blows on a counter-protester on the ground, all while mall security try to intervene.
This violent clash took place inside the Toronto Eaton Centre, and the police are currently reviewing this video because charges will most likely be laid. And this is just one of a string of incidents that happened this week here in Canada.